Good morning.
Good
I'm
morning.
Marian LaSalle. This is my partner in crime, Mr. Russell Johns.
Hello.
It's
Hello.
morning some places. People are watching this. It might be evening. It may be the weekend. Who knows? But right now, today, in my world, the sun is shining, and it is beautiful.
I love it. I love it. So, you know, Michelle Peavy, one of our good friends, somebody local here that we know and hang out with on occasion. We attempted to get her connected, and she's in a industry that has a lot of security, and her security wasn't going to allow Blab to get access to the computer. So we're going to have to reschedule her. However, we're still talking about marketing ideas that work. And Marianne, you had a couple of things that you wanted to talk about. Maybe you could expand on that. And you wanted some specific goals today to cover. And it has to do with blogging. Can you go into that more?
Before I do, let's continue talking about Michelle, because I think it's important what she does. I actually attended one of her classes on LinkedIn.
Oh, yeah.
So she is a fan of LinkedIn. She uses LinkedIn for her marketing. She teaches people how to use LinkedIn. And her specialty is HR and getting people jobs and finding. I don't think she's a recruiter per se. Maybe she is. But I think what she does is helps people look better so that they can get a job. Is that true? Do you think that's correct?
Well, she is a recruiter as well. I mean, she actually does have clients that she recruits for and businesses that she looks for talent. And she's a very talented lady in so many ways. Plus, she's a jazz singer too. That's some of the things that we really, really want to be able to expand on is she's just multi-talented. And she actually has a lot of, like you said, a lot of influence in LinkedIn, a lot of presence in LinkedIn, and does a lot of work in LinkedIn. So if you need assistance with your LinkedIn profiles, she's a great resource to connect with.
Well, I guess we should put her contact information in the chat room real soon.
Oh, that would be a great idea.
Yes, as you're talking with Rochelle, I will do that. So yes, in the meantime, I do want to talk about marketing and the bad rap that it's gotten. Content marketing rap.
When did that happen? I didn't hear about it.
Slowly over time, it became harder and harder to be seen online. So people were trying to find ways to get Google to notice them, right?
Well, there is 3.3 billion people online, so.
Yeah. But are they all talking about what you're talking about? No, it cuts it down a little bit.
Yeah.
But it was very hard for people to get Google to pay attention to them. So they started blogging on their WordPress websites, which has a direct link right to Google. Google's algorithm comes in, its software mixes it up and shoots it back out to the people who are typing in special keywords, right?
Right.
Doesn't that sound like what it really does?
Pretty much, yeah. I'm sure they have little internet gnomes that go in and look for words, right?
Right. But what happened was it became harder and harder to please not only Google, but your audience as well. So people started doing other things and things that were not up and up, okay? And Google started catching on and slapping people down. And so you really had to focus in on what Google wanted. So a lot of people stopped paying attention to what people wanted, and they started giving Google what they wanted.
Right.
And it would just seem like it was hard for people. They had to write so many words. They had to have a special tag. They had special keywords. There was all these rules and things that were laid upon people who were just trying to write an article about their experiences, about their genius. And that's what I think got hard, Russ.
Do you think that's why it got hard, or do you think it's
it was a big deal, yes.
Okay.
And the reason I know that is most of my clients who I built websites for were always telling me, I don't want to blog. And I'd say, well, why don't you want to blog? Well, because it takes too much time. It's too hard. It's, you know, and so that got content marketing a bad name.
Yeah. You know, Brian stopped in the room here, and
Hi, Brian.
there she is. Finally meet you.
Good morning. Now, you guys, I'm not at my normal desk, so I'm actually at home this morning. So usually I have better lighting and all that kind of good stuff. So hopefully this works. You don't have an echo or anything, do you?
You look good to me.
No, and you sound great. So
Echoes? Oh, no echo? Good. Okay. All right. Great.
we're echo free today. It's echo free Thursday.
Oh, cool. Okay.
So we were just talking about embracing content marketing,
Mm-hmm.
you know, not letting all the pressures of what you're supposed to do tie you down. So one of the things that I want to bring out into the light is that you get to do whatever you want to do. Okay. Yes, there are some rules and regulations, but guess what? You can go around those in a very soft way and still, you could still be at peace with Google, and you could still please your audience. And it's not that big of a deal anymore. It used to be pretty hard.
Well, the thing that really works is when you're doing both. You know what I mean? Because we do content marketing, but we're also SEO people. So if you're satisfying your visitor, that's really what Google wants you to do anyway.
They want you to create value and share that value, right?
Exactly. So as long as you are creating something, you know, now the old days when you could just go around the internet and look for stuff to post, you know, oh, let me go look at what everybody else is doing and then let me just reword it. That doesn't work anymore. Google wants something that you can bring to the table, not that you're copying everybody else. Yeah.
They want fresh, interesting, valuable information.
Yeah. And the more time you put into it, the better. So they want time-consuming, authoritative type of stuff. So that's good. Yeah.
And that's why people are afraid of it. Time-consuming. That's what it is.
But it's not really.
Well, that's what I wanted. That's what I want.
That's what she wants to.
That's what I want to get out.
Yeah.
From my heart. Is that by concentrating on video, you can still talk about what it is that's really interesting to you, what your genius is, and then you can have it transcribed, and then there's some editing involved. But how much easier is it to get the information out of your head and onto a piece of paper? No, not a piece of paper. A website,
right?
Than doing video. It's fantastic. You can get out speaking so well that it would take you weeks, maybe months to get a really good article done for most people.
Google Docs is actually doing a really good job at transcribing video. So if you just aren't very good at the gift of typing, writing, whatever, you know, do a video real quick of kind of what you'd want to say and then go back. Now, of course, you have to edit it. Because it's not perfect, you know, but you know, you can pretty much get it done that way. And
Google Docs has done a great job at it. So Rochelle, content, you create content and you also do SEO. So tell us what a lot of people in your audience, what are they asking for? What is it that they're really needing assistance with? What's the call to action that they come to you with?
Most of our clients are lead generating. So, you know, they need a way to generate leads for their business. Okay. So a lot of what we're doing is we're doing how-tos and like pest control, for instance. Okay. That's one of our more recent clients. And he was like, well, I don't know what to write about. And I'm like, well, what are your customers calling it about? You know, and it's like, well, I think I have this, but I'm not really for sure. So let's do one about evidence. You know, how do I know I have mice other than seeing one crawl across the floor, run across the floor, whatever? You know, there's other evidence that you can have before you actually see them.
Right.
That's one that you can write about. You know, what are the dangers of using your over-the-counter type of chemicals? Are they going to hurt your animals if they're not done correctly? There's all kinds of stuff that you can write about that you have personal knowledge about.
Exactly.
I love that.
And
Can you expand on that a little bit more?
And then
Take another industry and just give us 5 things they could write about.
Oh gosh, another industry. Let me see. Another one of our clients is they do storage. They have climate control and then also the regular self-storage.
Okay.
Now, a lot of these people are mobile phone users. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And some of them are long-time storage. Some of them are short-time storage. So, we went on the cusp of, whenever people are getting ready to sell their home, they're decluttering and they need a place to put their stuff. So decluttering tips on selling your home. That's one of the big things. Storing your boat. That's another one that they do. Storing RVs. What do you do with your boat right before you store it? So that way everything stays where it's supposed to stay on the off season.
Yeah, how do you prepare it? Right.
Right. How do you prepare it? So there's a lot of things that we've posted on there that can help not only drive leads, but also when a customer calls in and says, hey, I'm thinking about storing my boat there. Well, hey, did you check out this blog article that we have on how to prepare your boat before you bring it to us to make sure everything's okay with it?
Right.
See, that's just it. Yes.
So it's good for the visitor and it's good for Google. So that you can do both. You just kind of have to think like your customer. What's going to help them? Let me see. What would be another one? Come up with one.
So
Drawing a blank.
Oh, I have one.
Okay.
Construction.
Yeah,
we have a client that's thinking about having his own show, and he said, what he does remodeling and construction, and he's like, well, what am I going to talk about? What am I going to write about?
Before and afters.
Yeah, before
and
after.
why they chose to go this route over another. What are some of the things you have to look at, whenever you're thinking about doing remodeling? How do you know if you knock out that wall, if the whole house isn't going to fall in? There's all kinds of stuff that you can put on there. Yeah, definitely.
What's it really going to look like after it's done?
Right.
The emotional challenges between deciding granite or tile.
Well, also the emotional challenges of it being done. Your house being tore up for 6
Can I live there while you're doing this?
Yes.
Yes.
Do we want to live here? Do we want to go get a hotel? Do we need to factor that into the cost of getting the remodel done? So yeah, there's a lot there that you could actually do for sure.
And it's funny because when you think about some of these things, it's super, for us, people in the industry that are creating these things, it just seems like, okay, well, just here, boom, boom, boom. You start talking about it, brainstorm it, and you can come up with a bunch of ideas about what to talk about. When you're in the industry and you're in the groove and doing the day-to-day activities and, you got bills to pay and people to report to and, it's difficult to think, oh, I got one more thing I got to do, and it's all part of the marketing and media and developing content for your business. Right.
It is. And the thing about it is a lot of times whenever you're working in it, you're too close to it.
Right.
You have no idea what to do. And that's why it's good to have somebody, we're on retainer with a few people where, it's more of a consulting type of thing where we just kind of bounce off ideas with them and help to kind of lead them down the right direction. They can pretty much do it. They just kind of need somebody to kind of talk to them and kind of guide them.
Right.
So we're on retainer with a few different clients just to do that kind of stuff.
So now you've created your content.
Now you got to promote it.
Exactly. Now comes the marketing part, right?
Right.
So
if you don't have a checklist, make one.
Oh, checklist. Okay. Tell us about the checklist.
Yes. I have my checklist in OneNote.
Oh, you like OneNote as opposed to...
I'm a OneNote person. I'm sorry.
Okay, that's all right.
You don't have to be sorry.
Don't be sorry. OneNote's fine.
Yeah. I like it because I can actually go in there and make the checklist, but I can also copy that tab and then I can move it someplace else. I can do all kinds of stuff with it. So, I love
it. Is it the same for every? Is this?
I was just thinking, what's on that checklist? Tell us.
Let's see.
An example.
Business to business is a little different than business to consumer.
Right.
Of course. So, your business to business, it's have you shared it on Facebook? And of course, we put different tools on their website. We use WordPress quite a bit. So we use different tools on their website to where whenever we're putting together the post, we actually already build up our Facebook post and our Twitter share and all that kind of stuff. So we're auto posting to that once the post is actually made. So that's a big one. Also, it depends on your target market. Of course, business to business, you need to put it on LinkedIn. Business to consumer, you need to make sure and have a good Instagram account with a good marketing goal there. So a lot of it is prep work in the beginning. So whenever you have that piece of content, what are the different graphical elements that you're going to need in order to be able to pull that content off and drive traffic to it?
So Rochelle, I have to ask you, so if you're B2B, which is business to another business,
right,
and you're posting your article that you wrote or your blog post, you're sharing it on LinkedIn, what is the best way to do that? What are the steps that you take?
Well, I do this a couple different ways. First off, I do share it to my public. Okay. Have you ever, if you're in B2B, you follow somebody, but you also share groups with them.
Yes.
So you're getting like 4 or 5 notifications of the same post.
Yeah.
Don't you hate that?
I hate that.
I don't do that. Okay. Here's what I do. I use Sprout Social because I love their reporting. I love the analytics. Okay.
Yeah.
So what I do is I will post it on LinkedIn for public, and then I go 2 or 3 hours later, and then I'll post it to a group.
Okay.
I'm spacing it out. So that way you don't see like 3 or 4 like back to back from me.
Right.
Feed. Yeah, because that's kind of stupid, because it might be that when it came across their feed before that they were just busy at the moment or whatever, but they may see it 3 or 4 hours later and they may go ahead and click on it. Now, here's another thing that I did, and I tested this with my own stuff. I actually promoted a blog post share through LinkedIn.
Paid promotion, or you just went in and okay. So you created a blog post, shared it on LinkedIn, and then promoted that.
And then promoted the post.
Okay. How did that?
I spent $80. Okay. And I got 5 leads out of it and 3 contracts.
That's a good return on your investment.
We're talking about a 500% return.
Now, how did they reach out to you? Did they call you? Did they email you?
Well, through our website, we have a lead generation system. So from the blog post, then they reached out to us through, I think we got like 4 leads through the website. Another person actually reached out on LinkedIn.
Wow. So, and the point that we want to make in this show, and thank you so much for sharing this, Rochelle, is marketing ideas that work are marketing ideas that work for you. Every funnel is a little different.
Yes.
Every business is slightly different. And it's great to hear these stories of people doing some interesting things with their marketing, their pipeline, just like posting and promoting your blog post, right?
Mm-hmm.
So you have a great article that's going back to your home on your website, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then you put it out there, you add some juice to the tank, so to speak, so people can see it, because as we know, you're just a flash in the pan as you're going by their feed, right?
Exactly.
And so you have to really have something there to pay attention, allow people to pay attention to, and that's paid promotion essentially is what it ends up being, right?
It is.
So do you have any recommendations, or have you tested any, strategically, how many times you post on LinkedIn, day, week, month? I mean, is there any interval that you've seen?
My best result has been to my public feed has been once a day. But then I'll also post to a group once a day. So I may post to LinkedIn 4 or 5 times a day, but I'm posting to different things specifically. And even for our clients, we recommend the same thing. So we'll get into some of their groups. and we'll say, okay, well, here, let's post this to this group because that's what's meaningful to this group. So many times you know what I'm talking. It's like the person's walking around with a megaphone.
Yeah.
And you're like, shut up. Come on now, quit.
La, 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 la.
Exactly. You want to make it to where you're actually inviting conversation.
Are you repurposing your content or writing new every time?
Repurpose all the way. In fact, I am redoing a lot of my blog right now because I'm still kind of cleaning up from where Google told us, write more, write more and more about all of this stuff.
Right.
So what I'm doing is I'm combining all of those articles into one. I combine like 5 450 word articles into a 3,000 word post.
Wow.
With graphics. Yeah, we're getting rid of the stock photos. We're using video and like infographic type of stuff.
Video and infographic seems to really be hitting it.
Yeah, exactly. And it's made a huge difference. Just that one post has basically raised the value of the website. Our domain authority actually went up.
Oh wow, that's fantastic.
Yeah, just with that one post.
Words?
Now I still have 7-10 more to go, so I'm happy with it.
Well, we really appreciate you dropping in the show today, and it'd be great to have you back again on your own very own self-promoted opportunity here. One thing that I wanted to find out about, Marion taught me, shared something with me the other day that's really huge, and you mentioned Sprout Social, and there's this thing coming out now that's going to be a game changer for a lot of people, and that's going to be around AMP, and what Google is doing with the AMP platform specific to mobile, where it's going to strip out all of the ads, all the banners, the menus, and it's just going to streamline the content to deliver it quickly to mobile devices. Mm-hmm. And I think that we're probably going to have to test and identify what is really going to work on that platform. And they're saying pictures and words are really the key benefits there. So, storytelling, I think, would be really good, using mm-hmm. pictures and paragraphs is, a good way to describe it.
Right.
And I don't know if you've had any experience or had any conversations around that yet, or if you're just starting to tap your foot in the water and
we're preparing for it.
Yeah.
And that's part of, breaking these posts up and making it to where kind of combining those, and as information changes, I'll go back and I'll go to that same article and I'll go and change up the information, change the date in WordPress, and then republish it.
Yeah.
And that's the best way to do this. And just really build up the authority for that one post, because all the comments, all the shares, all the good stuff is still going to stay with that post, no matter how much I repurpose it. So that's going to be about the best way to do it. But with AMP, we're definitely testing and preparing for it, and it's going to be good. Love it. It's all going to be good.
Well, you think, okay, well, I don't have any menu. I don't have a menu, and I don't have any kind of artwork that I created on the side or fancy pages or anything like that. However, it gets delivered quickly.
No email opt-in. I mean,
we'll have links.
Wow.
You will
have links. Okay.
We'll have links.
So if you link within the content, they're not going to strip out the links.
Yeah.
So you just have to make sure that within there, you're including like a little call to action down in the bottom that is included in a link, not a button, not a graphic, nothing like that. You just have to make sure that it's in there. And I always, kind of laugh in my posts because, well, it's a shameless plug. If you're having this kind of a challenge, hey, give me a call.
Yeah.
Shoot me over an email. Let's talk about it a little bit,
Fantastic.
Yeah, for sure. In every post. So there's a little bit of self-promotion.
I am so guilty. I am so guilty of not that.
It's not being honest. Hey, I'm giving you all this free content, but hey, if you're having a challenge with it, you don't want to mess with it, give me a call.
I try to teach that to Russ, and I don't know if he forgets or he doesn't want to.
No,
There's no call to action. He just likes to give.
Russ.
I know.
Russ.
I know.
Okay. All right. Let me put it this way. If you and I were having a conversation, okay, and you just met me, now we're not on the computer to where I can click on your name and follow Twitter and see who you are and all that.
Right.
We sat down across the table from each other and had a really good conversation. What if you never told me your name and you never gave me your business card?
It sounds like most days in line at Starbucks.
But seriously, and how am I supposed to reach out to you?
Yeah.
And how are you supposed to connect with me?
And that's what people say is okay, Russ, you got to get this turned around, because how can you share what you're doing with others if you don't share what you're doing with others, right?
Exactly.
Yeah.
It's kind of crazy.
Yeah.
You always have to have a call to action, because you have to invite them and say, hey, I want to hear from you.
So I have a call to action for you.
Uh-oh.
So we've been doing this show for a while. We're producing 10 shows a week right now. We're going to increase the number of shows we produce. We want to share this information over and over again. What information are you searching for that would be valuable in your life that we could create, bring guests on, have these conversations and develop these conversations? What are you looking for in this environment that would be beneficial to you and your business?
Wow. For me personally,
Sure.
just a way to be able to reach people. And Blab definitely does that, but an outlet with, encouragement, I guess, is there,
Yeah.
and something to really bring people to.
Don't you feel that this feels like a safe environment?
Oh, I love Blab.
Yeah. I mean,
I'm a Blab advocate.
I don't think people truly understand yet how powerful this platform is.
Well, here's my prediction.
Okay, I'm listening.
All right.
What you see on Blab, Facebook is working on. Because we have Facebook Live, but we're also and then we have Facebook groups. We have Facebook chat.
Yeah.
We're going to have this on Facebook, to where people can get together and they can do Facebook Live as a group.
That's exciting. To me, that's exciting.
Wouldn't that be cool? Also, you guys keep in mind, Facebook's going to be the new search engine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You think so?
People are already searching for services on Facebook.
And
Yep.
Well, there was a post recently where Mark Zuckerberg was saying, or it was this: how is Mark going to take over the world? And it was essentially, Facebook is doing what AOL couldn't do, and in an attempt to provide all of these services, so you never have to leave the platform.
Right.
Right. The internet within the internet.
Right.
And so I don't disagree with you. I don't disagree with you. So
No, I think this is going to be, have you guys heard of the app Masquerade?
No.
The one that overlays the picture?
Yeah, I was on Joel's Blab last night, and he was actually showing us how Masquerade works. Super creepy stuff. Okay?
I know.
But it's like really weird stuff. Yes. And I sent my daughters a video of me as a monkey, and they were like, oh, that's too creepy.
That is so creepy.
Well, Facebook bought Masquerade. Okay. So
that's not a clue to,
So you can kind of see that Facebook Live and Masquerade are probably going to mishmash together, to where you're going to start seeing those monkey faces and all that kind of cool stuff on live.
Wow. Hey, I had to jump off, Marion. I know you guys can continue. This is a great conversation, Rochelle. It's a pleasure to meet you. It's awesome.
Good to finally get to meet you, Russ. I've been kind of hanging out for a while, and yeah, I'm a bit of a lurker at times, but
that's quite all right. We all have to take our route, whatever works for us. And we'd love to have you back, and please let's connect offline and make sure that we do something fun and creative together.
Well, sounds great.
All right.
Sounds great. Thank you so much. You have a good day, Russ.
All right, you take care. I'll talk to you later today, Marion.
You know it. I'll track you down. Oh, good. Oh, so I love this conversation because a lot of people are afraid of it. They don't want to be known as a salesperson, all that stuff. I thrive in it. I love sharing because that's what I love to do.
Mm-hmm.
And most people do. They just don't look at that as sales or marketing their wares. They look at it as a bad thing, salesperson, car salesman type thing. But for me, it's all about sharing what's good and what's cool. So
right.
And
the thing about it is, you think that you don't have something valuable to share.
Most people feel that way, which I have no idea where that comes from.
And they do. They have a lot of value that they can share. And, some people say, hey, I'm not a writer. I don't look good behind camera and all of that. If I can pull this off, anybody can. So, and I'm and pretty well. And, we all have our things. But the cool thing about all of this is it doesn't have to be perfect. You have to be real. If you're too perfect, people aren't going to believe in you.
They want you to be real. They don't want you to be fake.
No,
that's right.
It doesn't have to be perfect.
I do get this a lot. Russ and I work with video a lot. When many, many, many years, we've been doing regular videography work, and we finally got out of it because the work involved in working with people and their mindset is really the hard part for us, right?
It is.
You do a video for somebody and it's perfect, and they say, "Oh, but my hair," or "Oh, look, I had a red spot on my cheek," or what? It's like, oh my God, and they cut the whole thing. It's like 2 days worth of filming because your hair was out of place. And I just got to the point where I was like, I don't want to deal with this anymore. I literally don't want to deal with this anymore. So we started doing live streaming. And we don't get as many people on that we would like to because they're afraid of the camera. But at least we can say tough because there's no editing here. We're not going to edit this. If you can come on, great. If you can't, okay.
Well, here's one thing that I'm doing in my local area is I'm actually encouraging people to get on and let me interview them. And it's more about how they got started in the business, what they do, what they have to bring to the table, who they are as an individual. And then I say, this is going to be stuff that you can share, on Facebook, and, you can use it in different ways to help promote your business. And I'm going to do it for you for free. And what that's helping them do is it's building up the local area. So if you're really trying to do something local, that's a really good idea to actually get out there and do it. Yeah, just do it.
There you go. That's just do it. That's all. Just get out there and do it. I have a client, and I'm actually her client. She's my client. It's a really great working relationship that we have. She's so talented in what she does, and she's absolutely gorgeous, right? I hope she's not watching this.
Oh, I hope she is. You just paid her a really good compliment.
She just doesn't think that she looks right on camera. And I'm like, really, I could say, oh, I need to lose some weight before I go on, or I need to, have some better clothes or better backdrop. I could make excuses all day long. It's like, if I looked like you, I would be in front of that camera every day posing, So it's all in here. And this is what I've come to realize is my job is to help them come out of here and see themselves from other people's perspective. You have a talent, you have what people want to know about. You've got something that you need to share, and people want to hear it.
Yes, for sure. And if you're always waiting for that perfect scenario, it's never going to happen.
Never.
Just go with what you've got, go with what you have, and move forward.
Embrace it.
Do it.
That's right. Well, it was really nice having you on today, Rochelle. I hope you will. If you go to futuremediaassociation.com/guest-
I actually filled out the form, I think last month sometime.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So
you're waiting for a call to get scheduled.
Yeah, waiting for an interview.
Excellent.
Maybe this
All
was
right.
it.
No. We want to promote you. Well, I'm gonna go ahead and close the thing, but don't leave, okay?
Okay. All right.
So thank you for joining us today. This is Future Media TV, and you can see all the replays on futuremediaassociation.com. We are here every Tuesday and every Thursday at 8:30 Central Time. And we have guests on from all walks of life, asking them what kind of marketing ideas are working for them in their business. It helps us all. So join us, won't you? And we'll see you again next week. Thank you.